back there a second ago. But we're going to start with that murder that happened in the Kihei area. This involved that 20-year-old man that was shot twice in the abdomen, 21 years old, from the Kahului area. And he was essentially just dumped at the front steps of Medic Unit 3. That is the unit that serves the Kihei area and central parts of the island from the north part of South Kihei Road. Basically, he was just dumped there at around 4 o'clock in the morning, and we do understand that the people that were involved began yelling for somebody to come out and take a look at him, and then took off. No suspects at this point in the case. Police are being pretty quiet about what they're releasing on this, not saying much. We did reach out to them, declined to do an on-camera interview to inform the public, but we did learn on our own that they have been in the area searching for surveillance camera footage to see if they can help ostensibly identify vehicles that may have left in the direction of the activities this morning. What we understand is it was two large groups of people, some kind of physical altercation. This is coming from the police. The police telling us that there was a physical altercation, and that eventually led to the gunshot there. And unfortunately, after taking the 21-year-old to the hospital, he did succumb to his injuries at the hospital, police say. So, sad situation there. Hopefully they can catch whoever's responsible for this quickly, and we can update you with that important information as well. So I want to move on now to what is going on with a very big story involving the Lahaina fire. As you might remember, last week the county sued Hawaiian Electric Company regarding its telephone poles, and the equipment involved, as it claims, was related to the Lahaina fire. Now, the allegation is that Hawaiian Electric failed to, quote-unquote, de-energize or power down its lines after they knew that there were big winds coming in, and that basically caused the fire and caused the county to sue them. Now, overnight, last night I should say, the county's lawsuit sparked reaction from Hawaiian Electric Company. They basically said, look, hold on, you guys, meaning the county, rushed to court. You filed a suit without having proper information. What really happened was that first fire early in the morning, around 6 o'clock in the morning, was, according to the police, extinguished, 100% under control, extinguished. The fire department left the area at about 2 o'clock. This, again, according to HECO, left the area about 2 o'clock after calling it fully contained. And then within an hour, another fire was spotted, this time by a HECO line crew. And at that point, the lines had already been long de-energized. The HECO line crew spotted the fire, called it in. This was off of Lahaina Luna Road near the intermediate school, according to HECO. And the fire department responded, but it was too late to save the town. And that's the fire that caused the issue. Now, there has been question about whether the lines were de-energized and when, and I'm going to play for you a little bit of a statement from the CEO from HECO. This was around August 14th, about a week after the fire. So early in the situation there, but this is what she said right after that fire there. Go ahead and take a listen.
My question is, why didn't you shut off the power when the wind started to pick up?
So the question is, why didn't you shut off the power when the winds picked up? So as I said earlier, it's still in the early days. We're still looking at all the information, and we haven't actually had a chance to do all of that at this time.
With all due respect, it's been 6 days though, so almost 6 days.
And we've been putting everything we've got to helping our communities right now and our employees who are going through a lot, and supporting them so that they can support the communities. You may be talking about what happens in California in the shut-off program. And so we, like most utilities, don't have that program. And it's worth noting that even in places where this has been used, it is controversial and it's not universally accepted. It can be seen as creating a hardship for those customers that have medical needs that are at higher risk. So these programs, particularly for elder or other vulnerable people who have specialized medical equipment, this can be a very high risk for them. So that's why many don't have it. It's also it would require coordination with first responders. And as you have probably seen and maybe even reported, that in Lahaina, the electricity powers the pumps that provide the water. And so that was also a critical need during that time.
So to be clear, it wasn't.
So again, that was the HECO CEO on August 14th. Now, what they're saying now is they had de-energized the lines. They're essentially not responsible for that big fire that consumed Lahaina that started around 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So they said that the county, and we're going to quote here, was irresponsible in filing this lawsuit and didn't have the evidence to support that either factually or legally, according to the HECO statement. Now, we just got this moments ago from the county responding to their response. It says, to the extent HECO has information of a second ignition source, HECO should offer that evidence now. The ultimate responsibility rests with HECO to de-energize, ensure its equipment and systems are properly maintained, and ensure down power lines are not energized. So lots of questions about where the blame really lies here. Were firefighters out there? Did they really have it extinguished? Was it in fact a different fire, or was it just basically a reignition of that first fire that HECO acknowledges that it was responsible for? Those are the issues at play, and something tells me there's going to be a lot more assigning of blame before this is all over. So some additional sad news to tell you about. These are the latest victims identified in the Lahaina fire. Go ahead and take a look with me now. Their names here. These are 3 people with their names having just been released after notification went out to the family. The first is David Nuesca Jr. He was 59 of Lahaina. The second is Po'o Maikai Lasano. He was just 28 years old, also of Lahaina. We have his picture there because Maui Alert actually already did a story about his co-workers having suffered his loss and another co-worker in the fire. And then Carolyn Ono, 73 of Lahaina, also identified. So that brings to the total here to 115 total fatalities that we know about. That's certainly not necessarily the totality of fatalities. 43 people have been identified with family members notified, and 7 people have been identified, but the families have not been notified according to the county. So sad, tragic update on that, and certainly our hearts go out to those people that loved those souls that perished in the fire, and hopefully their memories will be something that at some point they'll be able to look back fondly on. Well, that's it for now in the Maui Alert News Center. Everybody, we appreciate you being here. Maui Alert is the island's source for live video breaking news and the best news on the island. And remember to catch us on MauiAlert.com. You can also see us if you're a YouTuber. We have our live shots posted there on YouTube. But really, the MauiAlert.com is the mothership. So if you're looking for news, lots of stuff that you won't see on Facebook or other places, it's right there on MauiAlert.com.